Once a month, I go to a black market physical therapist. Now, there's nothing about what he does that's illegal, but he doesn't conform to an institutional set of rules. He doesn't accept health insurance. To understand why this is becoming so common and why you might be interested, let's start a little simpler with toothpaste and the Soviet Union. Before the collapse of the Soviet Union, the Communist Party decided what to produce and how much everything costs. This is called a command economy. Some central authority would decide to produce 10 million tubes of toothpaste and that they were $2 each. If they made too much, then shopkeepers would end up throwing out all the extra. If there was too little, then there would be shortages. But the government set the price, so even if there wasn't enough toothpaste for everyone, it was just $2. Unless, of course, someone was willing to pay $5, and then the black market is born. Shopkeepers were out of stock, unless you knew how to ask and were willing to pay a little bit extra. You see, price is a magical thing in the world of economics. In a free market, if there isn't enough toothpaste, then the price goes up. And the companies that make toothpaste see that it's more profitable and thus they make more of it. And eventually the price comes back down. But if you fix the price of something, those signals are never sent. Surpluses and shortages have to be reported manually. Controlling the production and price of a single good over a small area is difficult. Now imagine doing that for every good and service across an entire country. It's an impossible task. And because of that, the Soviet Union had a massive black market and eventually collapsed. Some estimates are that as much as 50% of the Soviet economy was the black market, or the second economy as it is more politely referred to. The same thing is happening with our healthcare system. Price fixing is driving the process underground. Now, this is a very touchy subject, so let me start by saying there are lots of very good and very bad reasons for the way our healthcare system is. To charge for healthcare services in a purely free market system comes with all sorts of moral and societal issues. That is not what I'm advocating for. I'm simply pointing out the direction we are headed if we do not make some changes. The price for medical services is set by Medicare and the insurance company. Let's imagine that Medicare pays $100 an hour for a physical therapist. If there aren't enough PTs to go around, it doesn't matter. It's $100 an hour. If they did a good job or a bad job, it's $100 an hour. I spent a year of my life with a crooked, immobile neck bouncing from PT to doctor's office until I found my current PT, who not only fixed my neck, but showed me what the issue was. And he did it all without pills or shots. The only problem was that he was always booked 3 to 4 months out. If I needed to reschedule or get seen for an emergency because my neck was stuck again, it was impossible. There just aren't enough PTs in my area. And without the price going up, there's no incentive for people to move to this area to be a PT, nor is there a reason for college students to pick the career. If increased need does not cause increased prices, then there's no feedback to fix the problem automatically. There's also no incentive to provide good service. There's clients lined up out the door and you get paid no matter what the service is. One day my PT was just gone and I had to track him down at his new private pay clinic. To understand why, look at it from his point of view. He's providing an in-demand, high-quality service that his patients love. But the only way for him to make more money is to work a lot more hours. If he's making $100,000 a year working 40 hours a week, and he wants to make 50% more, then he has to work 60 hours a week. There's no other way. He also has to spend time and energy constantly jumping through the hoops that the insurance companies require of him. He's not allowed to treat clients the right way. He's forced to treat them the way he gets reimbursed for. The better he does, the more loyal his clients become, the more referrals he gets, and yet he's not doing any better financially. All of the good providers eventually just give up and go to private pay. My PT sets his own prices and I simply pay him for the services he provides. Not only does he make a lot more per hour, but he also doesn't have to pay for a full-time assistant who literally does nothing but just bill insurance. That alone probably saves him $60,000 a year. Now, it hasn't solved my problem. Even after having gone private pay, he is still booked 3 to 4 months out. It's really hard to blame somebody who has made a transition like this. Not only does he make more money, but he gets to treat clients the way they should be treated. It's a win-win for both him and me. It's of course a huge loss for anyone who can't afford to buy health insurance and then not use it. I'm very fortunate to be able to spend $150 an hour to make my neck feel better. But that's a pretty big ask for most Americans, and now there's one less high-quality provider. There is no simple answer to any of this. Even in countries with award-winning healthcare like Canada, ranked number 2, private pay is becoming the norm. It's expected to be almost 30% of all services soon in Canada. Healthcare is expensive for a lot of reasons, but one of those reasons is because of how incredibly sophisticated it is. How do we pay for all of this capability while keeping it affordable and available to everyone? This is why they call economics the dismal science, because at its core it deals with scarcity. And when you talk about scarcity in human health, it can get a little depressing. If you're looking for a better news story, then check out this video. It's about recent studies around childhood poverty and good news there. Stick around the channel for similar content, and I will talk to you soon.